Hey guys, welcome back to another Mindset Monday episode. I am so grateful that you are here and I'm totally stoked to dive into how to win your day with total mind control. But before we do that, I just want to ask one quick question. Have you already hit that subscribe button? If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, please just pop on to your phone or wherever you are, hit that subscribe button real fast so that you never miss another episode. A lot of times in cartoons and such, we have the image of a little devil on the shoulder and a little angel on the other side. And they're both trying to tell somebody how to think about something, right? And they're both trying to get the person to act in a particular way based off of their position. Here's the thing. I know that that is it's supposed to be funny and it's a comedic thing, but there's a lot of truth to it. Now, it doesn't have to be an angel and a little devil or anything like that. But here's the deal is that we have this space between our ears that houses our mind. And our minds are so powerful. And somehow we neglect taking care and cultivating a powerful mindset. In fact, I will totally admit that there are so many times where I want to tackle a project and I want to do something. And then all of a sudden, I hear all the chatter. I hear maybe it's the spectators in my life, the people that don't have to live my day to day life, the spectators, the people that don't have to live with the outcome of, for better or for worse, of the choices that I make. Those are the spectators. And I hear them. I hear them sometimes criticizing that idea like, oh, so dumb, you're so optimistic, that's never going to happen, it will never materialize. Like, I can hear just the doubt and the skepticism and the negativity and in that from the skeptics in my life. I can hear the critics in my life, and guess who is the biggest critic of all? Me. And I would be very surprised if you are not also the very loudest critic in your own life. Okay. Even if you have some crazy people in your life, in your relationship circle, oftentimes we're the loudest critic in our life. And so as I try to venture into these new spaces and explore and grow, I have these things that are also coming along with me. And I imagine that I'm not a snowflake, as you know. And so I imagine that you face this as well. And here's the thing, it's so easy to listen to those voices. It's easier to believe in negative things. I mean, we look at people and we look at the news, and people are absolutely willing to believe that the world is coming to an end because of the news sources that they are continually ingesting. Um, and yet the world is continuing on. Okay, so for if we go back to just more primitive elements of how we are created, fight or flight, and so we have things that are triggered within us. The moment that we hear negative things, it triggers things in us to survive, and so we oftentimes gravitate towards those, and we have to retrain ourselves to look towards the positive and to live abundantly and to think in a positive way and to look for those outcomes. So here's the thing is that in between our ears, where our mind is, we are constantly having this battle. And it's draining and it's absolutely exhausting to continually be on the battlefield of your mind. Are you ready to stop? Are you ready to just win the battle once and for all? Now, if you don't want to think about it in the sense of a battle, you can think about it in the sense of a negotiation. Every single day when you wake up, there is a negotiation that is taking place between your ears and your mind. And you are negotiating with yourself and you're deciding, am I worth this? Can I do this? Can I stick to my daily schedule? Can I accomplish these tasks that I have set forth for myself? Can I actually take all the steps necessary in these habits that I'm trying to cultivate to reach my big, hairy, audacious goal? Heck yeah, you can. But that negotiation is taking place between your ears. And as long as you are negotiating and rallying back and forth, you will lose. I I hate to break the news to you, but you will lose. You are going to become absolutely fatigued and exhausted from constantly negotiating and then renegotiating with yourself. So, how do you put an end to this negotiation process? Well, when you make a deal, when you have a transaction and you are negotiating, there are the final negotiations and you've signed on the line. If you were buying a house, for example, you sign on that line and the money is exchanged or whatever is exchanged, it could be whatever collateral. Anyhow, you close on that property and you move in. The title is in your name. It's all yours. It's yours. It's done. It's not like, oh, okay, well, now I'm going to hand it back to the owner because I just don't like it. It's a done deal. And that is where the negotiation needs to be for every single day of your life, right? It's done. Now, a suggestion on this is know what your week is about. KNOW on Sunday. Are you stacking your week up? Do you know what's to come all week long so that mentally you are prepared for it? The last few months, I have been working tenaciously on my business and some very specific strategies that will set my entire year up for the direction I want to go. It has been so intense and very demanding. It has allowed very little free time in my life, and I have been feeling that. But every Sunday, I have been setting my schedule for the week, and I look at the week ahead, and I pace myself. Okay, mentally, I know I'm going to probably be feeling more fatigued. Oddly enough, I feel it late Tuesday and Wednesday. Come Thursday, I'm feeling that second wind again, and then it's finished strong Friday. All right. So I have a strategy in place. I'm not going to renegotiate every single day. I know what's coming. And so I can map out my energy level. I can look at what's ahead. And if you are like me and you're working with students at home, then you can look at their schedules. So, for example, in order to keep my negotiation 100% closed deal, I actually did schooling last Sunday, which I do not normally do, but I saw the week ahead and I obviously didn't want to compromise my child's, learning. And so I said, hey, let's go ahead and let's do these lessons today so that we can ensure our success on this. It's stacked. I was thinking myself, I like come Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I remember looking at my husband and at that child and just saying, I am so grateful that we took the time and made that choice. And it won't be a regular practice. But if you want to win every single day and you don't want to renegotiate with yourself, then that is one strategy that you can do. Map the week out, know where the energy is going to be. Where the energy highs and lows are going to be, know where you're going to be able to catch your breath or maybe catch up on something. Because guess what? Interruptions do happen. Interruptions are not negotiations, right? You cannot help when somebody calls and you need to take that business call and then it's now kind of interfering with something you had on your schedule. This is something that comes up a lot of times in conversation. And so, well, Julie, how do I even know? I mean, like, what's the point in having a schedule? I'm just going to face interruptions. One way to work with this is to use that 80-20 rule. Like, what do you really have to get done? At the end of the day, like, come hell or high water, I know these are the three tasks that absolutely will be done before I go to bed. Okay. The rest of it, you're going to weave into those other spots throughout your week. So we're talking about starting the negotiation for your day in advance. Now, that's actually going to require a little more advanced thinking, right? So you're going to have to know what's the trajectory? Where am I trying to go with this? We can't just expect to win the day or a week or a month or a year if we don't even know where we are headed for that year. So going back to those habits that we have, right? We cultivate those habits and we have our goals that we can rely upon as just our way marker, right? So we can go, okay, are we going in the right direction? And we can reorient ourselves along the way. But each week, setting that goal or mapping out your week is going to help you win your day. All right. Now it comes down to the day. When you wake up in the morning, Are you winning that negotiation in your mind? Is it a done deal, locked down? Do you look yourself in the mirror and you tell you, okay, I don't know if anybody does this. I do not always do this. I do it in a different way, but I've heard of people who will look in the mirror and they will give themselves like a positive pep talk. I think Brendan Burchard talks about this. He'll give himself these big pep talks and everything. You can give yourself that pep talk regardless of if you are actually like looking in a mirror. You are giving yourself a pep talk without even knowing it. So when you are starting your day, what are the things that you are instantly putting into your mind? Now, you are listening to Ask Me How I Know. So I'm just going to trust that you've listened to everything that we discussed in November and December on setting goals and creating healthy habits and winning your morning. If you haven't, go back to those episodes. I am certain that they will help you out tremendously. But if you've been listening to Ask Me How I Know, I am sure that you have an idea of a morning routine that is working for you. In that morning routine, we are winning that negotiation in our minds from the very, very get go. We are putting in solid content. We're putting our affirmations in there. We are putting our mindset up front. We're putting my faith front and center. So I can remember, like, what is my purpose and why am I here and what am I striving for? What is bigger than me, right? That negotiation is locked down because every morning there is that reminder. This is what I'm about. This is what I'm doing. And I'm not going to compromise it. Close the deal. Okay. This is one where if you listen to anything Grant Cardone, right? I mean, you just, close the deal. That's what you want to do. Close the deal on your mind so that it is locked down for the entire day so that you can win. You don't need to win the week or the month or the year or your entire future. You're not going to win all of that at once. You're going to win it by winning one day at a time. So win the day every single day and do not allow renegotiations to take place. Now, having just said that, I know that renegotiations sometimes take place without, we sometimes don't invite those renegotiations. Sometimes we don't invite those renegotiations into our life. Sometimes they are imposed on us. Okay. And so sometimes maybe we goofed up. Maybe we forgot to respond. Maybe we forgot to make a phone call, or we realized that the meeting was in a different time zone and we're showing up 10 minutes late or something, right? Like, things happen. There's humanness and we make mistakes, and that we are prone to this. What are you telling yourself in those moments? Are you a critical spectator in your mind? Are you beating yourself up? Or are you reframing this so that there isn't, in this moment where there could potentially be a renegotiation on all of your thinking? Okay, it could completely get derailed in these moments. Are you reframing it so that you are like, okay, I need to be more aware of my schedule. I need to double check time zones. I need to make sure that when I check my email that I put those unread messages up front. I need to ensure that if I'm checking social media messages, I'm looking in, right? So instead of saying, oh my gosh, I cannot believe you were late to another meeting. Oh, you are never going to build your business if you don't respond to these messages in a timely way. Blah, right? We could become the critic in our life and really tear ourselves down. Or we could be positive and we could say, okay, that happened. And now what are we going to do? One is going to lead you on the continued path of success, and the other one is just going to tear you apart, and you will continue to be the same person that you are, or a version of yourself that you don't want to become, right? Okay, so this week, as you are going about that week, I really want you, as you wake up in the morning, as you're going throughout your day, if you're like me and you're grabbing a second cup of coffee or something like that, which I can't do every day. But if you're doing some of those rituals that you have to restart your day halfway through, then allow that time to not renegotiate, but re-solidify the negotiation that took place. Tap back into some of your morning routine elements that will give you that boost to finish your day strong every single day. You get to decide. You get to keep that deal closed. So all that space between your ears, it is yours. You are in control of it. Silence those spectators, kick the critics out, and anything that is constructive, positive, and helpful, embrace it, receive it, and run with it. I hope that served you well. Please remember that I love hearing from you and I love creating content that serves you well. So if there is something that you would like covered on a mindset episode, please drop me a message. There is a link down in the bottom of the episode. So you can reach out to me, shoot me a message, and let me know what you are looking for and how I can help you. Also, if you want to talk about investing and how you can, jump into the investment ring and what that looks like, also feel free to look down below and schedule a time so that we can talk. Until next time, go find your freedom.